Hi, hi. What's up? What's up? Good evening, everyone. How you guys doing? You're welcome to today's live stream. Please, you're coming in, like this live stream, like and share. We're not playing today. We're not joking today. Coming in, like and share, please. All right. Okay. Can you see me now? I hope it's clear enough. Yeah, I think it's clear enough now. You can see me clearly. All right. So let's start off. Yeah, you guys must have heard what is trending in the pageant world because today, today it was bass bass. Okay, there was a lot of bass in the pageant world, and in fact, this is what we have been expecting for some time now because we know Miss Grant International Organization, we know what they're capable of doing. So to me, I'm not shocked. I'm not really shocked with what I've seen so far. I'm not shocked at all. If you guys are shocked, me, I'm not shocked because I already knew that these are the things that most of all these beauty queens pass through, especially with this type of organization that is championed by someone that is more or less like a narcissist. So what do you expect? All right. So now the topic of today says that. If you guys must have watched my previous video where I talked about Miss Grand organization, with the Miss Grand International Queen, Rachel Gupta, stating that she resigned from her position. Okay, so you guys must have read that my video that I posted on why or the reasons why she resigned. Okay, and she said she was going to reveal a lot of things in her video, in her tell-off video, which I'm going to talk about, but on a later. I'm not going to talk about it now. I'll talk about it later in this live stream. Okay, so let's start off with the first things first. Okay, Rachel made a statement saying that she's resigning due to neglect, due to mistreatment by the Miss Grand organization and the person of Mr. Nawat and Madame Teresa. Those are the key owners of Miss Grand International. Okay, so she made that statement today, and immediately she made the statement. So persons were surprised, like, what's happening? Like, why did she make that kind of statement? What is really happening? Okay, so Miss Grant now, followed up with her resignation and made and responded. In fact, they didn't even respond. They made their own statement saying that she was dethroned. In fact, let me even read what they said. That she was dethroned. Okay, so what in fact both statements are contradictory because the first one says that she resigned. Okay, she says she has resigned due to what I mentioned. Now the second one states that they are dethroning her because she could not fulfill her obligations or the obligations that she was crowned to do. Okay, that was what they are saying, that they are dethroning her. Okay, so now they are saying that the Miss Grand organization hereby announces the termination of Miss Rachel Gupta's title as Miss Grand International 2024, effective immediately. Okay, so they said this decision follows her failure to fulfill her assigned duties, engagement in external projects without prior approval from the organization, and her refusal to participate in the scheduled trip to Guatemala. All right. So they went further to say, as a result, the organization has resolved to revoke her title with immediate effect. Ms. Rachel Gupta is no longer authorized to use the title or wear the crown associated with Miss Grand International 2024. We request that the crown be returned to the MGI head office within 30 days from the date of this notice. Okay, so they said, yeah, that is what they said. That was their response to Rachel's resignation. Okay, you guys can see that this statement that was issued by Miss Grant contradicts what Rachel said, when she resigned. Okay, so it is deemed that they are saying that she did not fulfill some of the duties or her obligations. That's why they revoked her title. But she is saying that she's resigning because of mistreatment. Okay, so you can see the discrepancy here. So who is telling lies and who is saying the truth? But before we go further, I want to say that I left, in my own opinion, I feel like the Miss Grand organization, they just did that was a publicity stunt or bad PR, I must say, because this lady came out first. She came out and resigned. So whatever statement they made, this statement that I just read now was rubbish, utter rubbish. Because if you guys watched Rachel's video that she made on YouTube, because I just finished watching the video, it's a long video, 54 minutes video that she made on YouTube. You guys will understand that this organization, they are full of lies. They are full of lies and deceit. They're full of lies and deceit. And I'm going to be saying, in fact, I've summarized what Rachel said in her video, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay, so guys, just relax. So now, with what the Miss Grand organization has said, that she did not fulfill her duties, and which of course she said she has come out to debunk all what they said. Personally, I feel like the Miss Grand organization, they're lying, because obviously what they said, that statement they made was pure lies. I don't know if you guys have watched Rachel's video, but with what I've watched so far, I feel like this organization, they need to be scrapped at this point, because this organization is a threat to pageantry. It's a threat to pageantry. You can imagine what Rachel had to go through. Let's forget about the pomp and pageantry that goes in with the pageant. Because left to me, if we are to judge by the pageant, we think that the organization, they have a lot of money. We think that they have a lot of money, but don't believe what you see on social media. That is what this whole thing has taught me. Don't believe the pomp and pageantry on social media. They are all full of lies and deceit. I'll drop the link for us to for you to air your views, but that will be after I have talked about most of the things that Rachel said. But all the same, for me, with that statement that Miss Grant released, that was a bad publicity and stunt that they pulled, because it didn't make sense at all. This lady came out first to resign, and you're coming out to say she was dethroned because of certain obligations that she did not fulfill. Meanwhile, she came out and said she was mistreated. So what I try to defend, what I try to say here, I try to defend themselves, try to defame her character. Because left to me, I know that this organization, they are just, full of lies and bullshit. So I don't see any reason why they should just come up with that defensive post that did not mean anything. What they wrote there was nonsense. That she didn't go to Guatemala to fulfill her duties. That she was doing external work or external projects without the organization consent. If you guys know what Rachel went through, in fact, I don't want to talk too much. Let me just go into her tell-all video where she mentioned all that she went through in the hands of this organization. Okay, so now, first of all, she said the Mexican organization, they are full of, they are all about money, 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 money. They don't care how you feel. All they want to, or what they are interested in is how much money you're going to make for the organization. All they know about is to extort money from the franchise holders. Now I understand why, they want the Miss Grand Nigeria. Of course, they've changed the franchise. Somebody else has bought the franchise. Probably the other franchise holders fell out with Miss Grand International. That's why they sold another franchise. Now I understand why the franchise was changed, because they are extorting money from these countries, extorting money from them. All they are concerned about is the number of votes that comes in from your country. I remember when I did my reaction to the pageant last year. I said it. I said, now what it's all about is a businessman. So if your country is not bringing the money, forget it. If your country is not bringing, giving him views and funds, then you're not going to place. So now she said the Miss Grand organization is full of extortion. They are full of they know how to extort money. They are all about money, 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 money. All right. So she said, yeah, after her reign, there was no basic amenities. She wasn't given the basic amenities after her reign. She was stuck up in a hotel room as small as a cubicle, that she was left like a prisoner, as if you are caging someone. A whole queen. She was left in a hotel room and caged like a prisoner. That was what they did to her. All right. So secondly, while in Thailand, they did not give her phone. No Thailand number, no phone, no even contact. She had to go get those things by herself. All the basic amenities that were supposed to be given to her as a foreigner in Thailand, they abandoned her to her fate. You can imagine being stuck up in a place, no food, no cooking utensils to cook, no money. And I heard that she was giving monthly stipend, which was just for 1 month, and they stopped giving her the monthly stipend after a month. So now another thing she suffered was body shaming. She was being body shamed. They felt like she needed to lose weight. They were trying to, making mockery of her body, saying that she should lose weight. Like, we're looking at Rachel. Which part of her body is she? What is she going to lose in that body? Do you want her to turn to skeleton overnight because you want her to look to have shape, or to have a trimmed look? Is she not trimmed enough? Men looking at Rachel, you guys will attest or will agree with me that Rachel does not need she does not need she does not have fat in her body. So which fat are they talking about? Why are they saying she should come? Not okay. Where is the fat about that they want her to reduce? Because most of people say, oh, her appearances on the red carpet, she was looking so good, so glammed up in the red carpet, blah 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 blah. According to what she mentioned, that was just a facade. She was made to pull up that facade because, of course, they forced her to smile on the red carpet. And even before the red carpet event, she hardly sees Nawat, she hardly sees the other team members. She only sees them during the red carpet event. And she was forced to put up a front to cover the whatever she's going through, to put up a smile for you people, so that you people will say, Miss Grant is doing well, they are doing well. Whereas she was suffering inside. I hope you can see me now. Sorry, guys. Network is bad. I hope it's clear now. I'll be dropping the link. Let me just finish what I'm saying so that in case you have anything to impute into this particular controversy, you have the chance, okay? All right, so the only time she gets to meet Nawat and the other lady was in the red carpet, and she was forced to put up a smile. And those gowns that you see her wear, it was not provided by Miss Grand Organization. She bought those clothes with her money. She bought those clothes with her own money. She bought those clothes with her own money. You can imagine after the pomp and pageantry of the organization, of the whole pageant, you would think that, oh, the beauty queen she's gonna enjoy. She has a lot to enjoy during her reign. Nothing was given to her. She bought the clothes she was wearing. She bought those jewelries, her costume, everything that she put up in the red carpet was from her own pocket, not from Miss Grant. So you can imagine that she's just covering up a whole lot. She was depressed. She was depressed. No security was given to her. She was paying for her food, paying for her utilities, paying for her bills. Sorry, please. Anybody calling me should just leave me. I'm on live stream now. So she was busy paying for her bills. The organization did not give her one night. In fact, I don't know how they could say. I don't know if in Nigeria here we call our currency naira. So I don't know. Okay, let's say $1 was not given to her. Now let's come up to the prize money aspect, because you guys will agree with me that whenever you win a pageant, you're given a prize money, right? A certain amount of money as the prize money for winning the pageant. Do you know that the organization of Miss Grant, they only give you your prize money after your reign? You are allowed to get your prize money after your reign. I don't understand. Like, how do you expect these ladies to cope, or the queens to cope? How do you expect the queen to cope within that 1 year of her reign? So she won't get the prize money till after her reign. Then what's that? Then what's the need of the prize money? And you don't take off her. You say you're going to give her monthly stipends. You only give her for 1 month. What about the rest month? What happened? You can imagine she had to resort. She had to go to revert back to her parents to give her money. Just imagine, after winning the pageant, you think your life has changed for the better. You have your like, you can imagine going back to your parents to collect money after winning such a huge pageant. Is that not an embarrassment? That's a disgrace. If we're to be here in Nigeria, the Nigerian parents will tell you, now you will give us money now. Not me go to give you money now, because you have won a huge amount of money. So you should be giving us money, not we giving you money. That's what the typical Nigerian parents will tell you. But she was still collecting money from her parents. Is that not a disgrace for a title holder of an international pageant? She also mentioned that in one occasion, she lost. In fact, her money was stolen. I think about $1,000 was stolen from her luggage, because the Miss Grand organization refused to give her the necessary security that she needed. And they were blaming her, shouting for her. You can imagine this. She said the way they talked to her is as if she was a kindergarten, a baby of 2 years. They don't talk to her as if she's a queen. Talk to her anyhow. They shout at her. Is that what a queen should be passing through? Okay. All right. So now let's come to the aspect of the product aspect. They said they were told to sell the products on TikTok. Like they were turned to sales girls. She was turned to a sales girl on TikTok selling the products. And let's say it comes with with the job, selling products and all that. But according to what she mentioned, those products are cheap products. Now Miss Grant sells cheap products at a high price. So she was even saying that those products are not even original, they are cheap products, that they are fake products that they even manufacture. Can you imagine? Oh God. Yeah, she also mentioned that she was not given opportunity to to or to her to for she was not given enough opportunity. Any opportunity that comes her way, the Miss Grand organization will seize it from her and not let her to to have other contracts like modeling contracts and all. She was not given that contract, because if she was given those kind of contract, at least money will be coming in. She'll be able to make money for herself. But they hijacked those contracts from her, leaving her bare without any money, without any stipends. How do you expect her to live? Her parents were sustaining her throughout her 7 months reign. And you call yourself an organization that you are empowering women. You want to stop the war and violence. What war and violence when you are the one causing the problem? You are the problem in society. And you say you want to stop the war and violence. Just imagine which violence and war. Just imagine. She was not like that slogan is fake, because there was nothing like that. Because she was expecting that okay, she was going to visit a lot of countries. There was no traveling opportunity for her. She had visa to US, to UK, and to Europe. They were not giving her the traveling opportunity. No traveling opportunity was given to her. When she complained to Mr. Nawat, it was like, her passport is very, very, she's coming from India, that India's passport is not strong. So she cannot visit. And she was like, what do you mean my Indian passport is not strong enough? What do you mean by that? I have visa to the US, 10-year visa to the US. I have 10-year visa to the UK. I have visas to Europe. And I think she was able to visit a Czech Republic for their pageant. And she was even saying that when they went to Czech Republic for a pageant, that the way that Madame Teresa, I think one of the co-owners of Miss Grant, the way she was talking to the franchise owner of Miss Czech Republic, she was shouting at her that this pageant, that why did you crown this? In fact, she mentioned something, that they were shouting for the franchise owner of that pageant that she crowned the wrong winner, that the pageant is whack, the pageant was not well put together and all that. I was like, how is it your business? What was your business with whoever the franchise holders crown? Is it your business to choose who the country's crown? What's your business with the franchise owners and their whoever they crown? What's your business with that? You can imagine. So that means that they have a say in whoever is crowned in the national level. You can imagine that. The way she was even shouting at the lady. This lady is a grown woman. She was shouting at her for. Rachel was pissed off. Like, what is all this? And she was even saying that they went for an event. The way they were shouting they were talking about the contestants in the event. Oh, this one is too ugly. This one is too this one's lip is too big. This one's eye is too small. This one's nose is too big. This one's leg is too short. They were just insulting the contestants on the judging table. Is that how to behave? Is that how to behave as an organization that claims that you are trying to empower women, but you are talking down on women? Is that how to behave? And she was even mentioning that a lot of these franchises, they are boycotting the pageant. They are boycotting the pageant because it doesn't stand for what it says. Stop the war and violence is a fake slogan. It's not real. It's just what they use to deceive people, deceive all those franchises and extort money from them. And that's why Myanmar acted the way they acted. If you watched the pageant last year, for those of you that don't know, Myanmar had issues with the organization because, of course, they paid them some amount of money to win the pageant. They lobbied, and they were not given they were not given the crown. So they acted the way they acted because they spent a lot of money. They bribed the Nawat and co. They bribed them and did not get the crown. So of course they are justified with the way they acted. Now I see that they had issues with the organizers, and they acted the way they acted because they extorted money from them and did not give them the crown. So they were not happy. They were not happy with what happened. So Rachel complained that that several times that they were threatening to dethrone her. If you don't act according to what we say to you, or if you don't obey our rules and regulations, you're going to be dethroned. That was like, please, I want to review the contract. I want to review this contract that I signed after winning the crown, because it's not helping me in any way. She wanted to review the contract. She wanted to give it to our lawyers to review the contract and renegotiate on the terms, so that at least they will come to a conclusion that will suit both parties. But the Miss Grand organization refused for renegotiation of the contract or whatever that was signed, because they were not. It was not helping matters. She was feeling depressed. She was feeling depressed all through her reign. She was choked up. And I like the fact that she spoke out, and she mentioned all that she went through. So I want to ask a question: Is it the case that the former queens, they passed through the same process and they did not speak out? The former winners of Miss Grant, they passed through all these horrendous acts, and they did not speak out. They kept quiet and they waited for their reign to be over so they can collect their prize money. Because like it is right now, she's mentioning here that you don't collect your prize money until the end of your reign. So you have to bear till you collect your prize money. She was like, she couldn't bear anymore. She had to resign. What is there? Her mental health is more important to her than prize money. She was especially the one taking care of her bills, paying, eating, cooking her own meals, buying food. And you call yourself the winner of an international pageant. Because left to us, we were like, oh, left to us, a normal day, we'll be like, oh, Rachel is enjoying. Rachel is the current Miss Grant. Everything is at her beck and call. Whatever she wants, the organization will give it to her. She has everything at her beck and call. That was what we thought. Because with this kind of pageant, guys, with this kind of pageant, you should be able to know that, with Nawat's influence and all, she shouldn't be having issues with finances. Because Nawat, he pulls strings a lot. So we're expecting that she won't have issues with finances. But that was not the case. Rachel spent her own money for feeding, for her utilities, for every other thing, her wardrobe. She spent her own money. And they even stole her money in the process, because according to what she said, she lost $1,000 during one of her trips or whatever. So you can imagine the kind of, the kind of, mistreatment that she suffered at the hands of Miss Grand organization is enough for someone to go into depression. I'm telling you, it's enough for her to go into depression. Like, seriously. At this point, I think that this organization, they need to be, I don't know. For me personally, they need to be banned. There's no need for them to host any pageant, please. This is daylight slavery. For a pageant that talks about women empowerment, and yet look at the way you're treating your queens. Is that then what kind of example are you setting out there as a pageant that claims to uplift women, but yet you're looking down on women, you are subjecting women to slavery, and you say you are what's that? It doesn't really make sense. Guys, I'll drop the link for you guys to call in. For those of you that want to call in, then I'll read comments. I'm not going to spend much time here, so at least I've laid my own points. At this point, it seems like sorry guys. So I've pasted the link for those of you that want to call in. Let me read your comments. Visible Light, how are you doing? You're welcome to my channel. He said, to be frank, this is too difficult to digest. Exactly. I think you guys should take out time to watch Rachel's video on YouTube. There's so many things that she talked about, so many things. And the girl went through a lot. She went through a lot emotionally. So when I see these Filipino fans, happy that, oh, they've taken over. What are they taking over from? From what? For a pageant that is in shambles. What are you happy about? That you want to take over from Rachel? That you should be scared for CJ. You should be scared for CJ, because CJ is going there to be used as usual, because what they know how to do in Miss Grand is to use the person. After using the person, they throw them out like chaff. Visible Light, Rachel experience may not be other queens, but Rachel's experience may not be other queens' experience, and Luciana is different. Well, Luciana for last, I think she was from Puerto Rico, right? I think, yeah, the former winner she was from Puerto Rico. Luciana Foster. I don't know what happened to Luciana, how her reign, what she was able to navigate, or what she went through during her reign. But if this is what she endured, then, my dear, I don't know how she was able to cope. Because if this is the same issue that she endured, probably she was waiting to collect her prize money at the end of the day. I think that's why they always tell them that they should wait till the end of their reign before they collect their prize money, because they feel like once they collect the prize money at the beginning and they get this treatment, they'll run away with the money. So that's why they said they should wait till the end of their reign to collect the prize money, because they know, say, once they collect the money, they don't run. Because they know that they were not treating the queens right. That's why they gave that condition, that you have to wait till the end of your reign before you collect your prize money. Just imagine. He said, in Rachel Daily, she was always smiling and saying she had the best team. Exactly, she was always smiling because that was what she was told to do. Put up a smile, smile for red carpet, tell them that you're okay, so that they will not suspect a thing. That was what she was told to do. But she was suffering inside. She was suffering in silence. But she couldn't bear it anymore. She had to speak out. He said the stuff is less. The stuff is he said the stuff is, let's ask this runner up who stayed in Thailand for 1 month what kind of house they stay. I don't understand. Okay, yes, the runner up stayed in Thailand for 1 month. Yes, they were in Thailand for 1 month. So where were they staying? Because according to what Rachel said, that she was put in a hotel room, very tight and very, no space. So the other contestants the other first runner ups, or the runner ups rather, the top five, they were told to stay in Thailand for 1 month after the crowning. So were they staying in one room, or where were they staying? Because you guys remember that Miss France, the third runner up, was dethroned after making some comments about Rachel. I don't know what really happened, but there were some issues. They said that Rachel was not even nice to her runner ups. She had issues with them. So I don't know at this point, I don't know who is really telling the truth. If Rachel was actually not nice to her runner ups, or those persons were not nice to her. So I don't really understand what happened. But I felt like there were some issues with Rachel and her runner-ups. Okay, there were some issues with them. So I think Rachel had issues with them, and that was what led to the dethronement of Miss France. Okay, so that was what happened. That was why they dethroned Miss France. Okay, so Visible Light said, Isamini Miss MGI 22 was different. Really? Is Samini okay? The one from Brazil, right? The one that handed over to Luciana. I don't really understand. Like, what is really happening to Miss Grant? Because right now, what Richard really said was that Miss Grant is all about the money. If you're not bringing the money for them, forget it. They're all about the money. They don't care about your health. They don't care about your mental health. How much are you bringing to the table? That's what they're after. And that's what she said. A lot of franchise holders are boycotting the pageant because they feel like they cannot cope with the huge amount of money that they are paying for franchise fees. Miss Grant is extorting money from these franchise holders, extorting money from them like, I guess no tomorrow. So I don't know is what how Isamini was able. I am Isamini. I think is that her name? Okay, Isamini. I don't know how she was able to cope during her time because, if this is what they went through, then they must have suffered a lot. Maybe because, like I said before, they are waiting to get the prize money, and after that, they know that okay, they are done. At least they got a reward for their suffering. But that's not how pageantry works. As a pageant title holder, you need to enjoy the benefits of being crowned. But Rachel said she wasn't given that privilege. There was no privilege. There was nothing, you know. You can imagine she was reverting back to her parents for money, and which is very embarrassing, very sad. So for those of you that are clamoring Miss Grant, Miss Grant, Miss Grant, just imagine the kind of organization that you want to go into as a beauty queen. So it doesn't really make sense. It's so sad that in this day and age we still have the same issues with the organization. I think Miss England, this is where Miss England, you said what she mentioned, that is even small compared to what Rachel went through now. Miss England I feel like she was just looking for attention. She should go for Miss Grant. I think Miss Grant, at least with that, she should be able to know that okay, we are here for serious business. Because Miss Ward was just petting them. Miss Grant, they don't pet you now. Look at what Rachel went through. There's nothing like petting here. If you don't make money for them, forget it. And the way Rachel was saying that, the way they were talking to them, they talk to them as if they are babies. They talk to them anyhow. They shout at them. They yell at them. Which is very bad. Which is wrong. Which is wrong. Which is very wrong. So, guys, this is all that happened during this controversy between Miss Grant and Rachel. She has already made a statement. She has already told her story on YouTube, what she went through and all that. I just highlighted all that she went through, but you guys should go and watch that video because there's a lot of things that she mentioned that I didn't want to bring up here. So I just summarized what she said. But at the same time, I think that Miss Grant, they're threatening her that she has to return the crown within 30 days. So at this point, what she passed through, give them their crown. What are you holding on to that crown for 30 days for? Give them their crown. Let them chop the crown. They should eat their crown. Because that crown set will be cheap. It will be cheap, and they always change crowns every year. Change crowns, this one, that. Now I want to ask a question. Miss Grant France, I think she was dethroned. She made a statement that she made a statement that was very controversial because a lot of people were saying that is it that she had issues with Rachel or she had issues with the organization? Because right now she was saying that she mentioned something and now she has been vindicated or whatever. So I want to understand something. Did she have issue with the organization or just with Rachel? Because I don't understand how she was dethroned. It's still very not clear to me. There's a lot of things that we're not really clear on what really happened. But Rachel has come out to talk about her own side of the story, okay? And she mentioned in her video towards the end of her video, she said the Miss Grant organization definitely will respond and they will defame her character. They will try and as much as possible to discredit all that she has said in her YouTube video. So that is what they are going to do. So check your comment section on what I wrote on France. Okay. Sorry. It said France was not dethroned. She still uses the title and went to Guinness. It was featured on in MG. Really? Then what really happened? Because I heard that they said they relinquished her title. So is it that it was a fake news or what? Because if she was in Guinness, was she in Guinness under the MGI brand or she was in Guinness on her own? Because this Guinness festival, most persons went on their own. They were invited personally. So I don't know if she was invited personally. And of course, you guys know that Guinness is in France and she's in France as well. She's Miss Grant France. Did she go under MGI platform or she went under Miss Grant France platform? So that is what we should look at. We should also, keen, you will also look at it from that angle. Did she go on that MGI platform, or did she go on that Miss Grand France platform? Okay, let's look at it from that angle as well. So for me, if she wasn't dethroned, then what really happened? Because I heard that, they had to relinquish her title as third runner up. So what really happened? What happened? What caused the fallout with the organization? Because I heard there was a fallout. That was what I heard. So if you guys want to call in, please, this opportunity for you to call in and air your opinion on this issue. Yeah, I think I've exhausted everything I want to say. So apparently there's been issues between Rachel and the Miss Grand organization, because another angle was that Nawat has been traveling without these girls, without the current queen, you know. So some persons were like asking questions and all, and he didn't respond, because of course they have issues. They've been having these issues, and on several occasions she said they were threatening to dethrone her. They were threatening to dethrone her. So she must have gone through a lot. And it took out a lot from her to come out and finally resign, because probably she must have made this decision a while back. But she was looking at other things. She was like, how would my country feel? What will happen to my fans? But she had to, like, set those things aside, set her emotions aside. Because this is not about emotion anymore. It's about your mental health. Your mental health is very, very important at this point. So if you don't have, if at that point, if she had not done this, I don't know what would have happened to her if she had not resigned. But right now, she said she feels free. She feels like a weight, a burden has been lifted off her, because she went through a lot. Okay, so Visible Light said, for once, she never removed her title. She went on to own on her own, but was featured on MGI because MGI promoted all their queens. If MGI is promoting her and she's no longer title holder, it doesn't make sense now. Because I feel like she went on her own. Since this thing was since that Kenya's festival was held in France, I felt like she went to France on, and of course it's in her country, so she can attend without being under the Miss Grand platform or Miss MGI platform. So if they're promoting her, I don't think they will want to promote someone that they've already dethroned, or they've stripped off her title. They will not want to promote such a person. You understand? Yeah. So I don't know. This is your story. I don't know how true it is, but at the same time, I would say that um, Miss France is on her own at this point. She's on her own. He said, "My dear Richard, we are with you. Definitely. Haru KD, how are you doing? Where are you chatting from? Where are you chatting from?" Visible Light said, "What is happening to Victoria? She was not in Kenas." Well, I don't know. I don't know what is happening at this point, because even she and Chidema, they were not in Kenas for the festival. And somebody was saying that the Miss Universe organization issued a statement saying that Victoria and Chidema couldn't attend because they had pyro engagement. But you guys know that the other queens were able to attend. Miss Universe Asia was there. What's her name? Chelsea Manalo was there. Miss Universe Europe was there, and Miss Universe Americas they were there. So just the three queens that were there, except for the current queen and Chidema. So they said Chidema and Victoria, they were absent because they had prior engagement. But to me, I felt like it was just an excuse that they gave, because I felt like they were supposed to be there as well. They were supposed to be there as well. So what happened? Why were they not there? Why were they absent? He said Victoria might also resign. Well, if she resigns, then it shows that the pageant, how do I put it? the Miss Universe organization, there's a lot that's, they have to answer. They have a case to answer. Because now bringing in Nawat into Miss Universe is going to spoil a lot of things. It's going to destroy a lot of things. In fact, even when when he was, appointed, I said it. I told you guys that Miss Universe will no longer be the same, because Nawat will bring in, the money making spirit into Miss Universe. So most of the queens, they will turn to something else. They will turn to sales girls, according to what Rachel said. They will start selling cheap products on TikTok. And if you watch Miss Universe, they are gradually going towards that, that direction, because they are all about their products. They don't do charity works anymore. They've forgotten the essence of why they are a pageant, why they are empowering women. There's no more what they call it. There's no more charity attached to Miss Universe anymore. It's all about selling their products, selling their cosmetics products. And those products, I don't know if they're original or fake. I'm saying I'm from India and I'm horrified. Oh, you're welcome, RKB. Like seriously, we are horrified. It's not only you. We are all horrified at this point, because you can imagine how a beauty queen will be treated in such a manner, such a manner that is degrading. I don't even talk about how beauty queens are treated here in Nigeria or in Africa, because you guys know the story. I don't talk about that one, because we all know how it ends, or how it begins and how it ends. But for a title holder, an international queen, to be treated like this, it says a lot about the organization. Because to me personally, if I were CJ, I would not even I would not accept the crown. I won't accept the crown if I was CJ, because you're just going into a dungeon. I'm going to save slavery. What impression are you giving to your fans? Because I see a lot of Filipino fans are celebrating that, oh, CJ will take over, going into slavery. She's going into slavery, my dear. You guys should not celebrate. Rather, you guys should pray for her, so that she would have her mental health intact. Because right now, anybody going into or feeling into the Rachel's shoes will be treated the same way. There's no preferential treatment for anybody. I was happy that at least, India got their first MGI crown. But, with the way Rachel was treated, I don't think most of all these franchise will want to continue with Miss Grand at this point. Most of them will want to boycott the pageant. Because apart from the exorbitant franchise fees that they pay, if you don't bring in, if your country don't bring in the money, now what will not even place in the top 20. I remember I said this thing last year when I was talking about Miss Nigeria's performance. Now, I was like, there's no way she was going to the top 20, because Nigeria is not even a huge market for pageantry, because a lot of pageant fans here, they don't even know what they are doing. To vote is a problem here. When you tell them to vote, they cannot vote, or they will come out and say, our queen don't do well. Did you vote for her? No. So now as we look at it, you're not even voting for your own queen, then talk less of bringing nothing. Now as we're not even looking at Nigeria as a market at this point. So it's sometimes we just waste our time and effort and resources sending our queens to this pageant, and at the end of the day, nothing is coming out of it. But it would be difficult for Rachel to prove, as MGI is a big organization. I'm just worried for her now after her video. Well, we shouldn't be worried, because she has spoken out. Like she has spoken out. Is that not the word? So I feel like a lot of persons will support her, and she has a lot of fans now, a lot of supporters now. Because of what she went through, nobody will want. They won't even dare try it, because they know that the whole world is on her right now. Like all eyes are on her. So whatever happens to her, they will hold the Miss Grand organization accountable. So they won't try anything. They won't even try anything. They won't try anything. I feel like, at this point, Rachel, I'm happy that she was able to speak out, because it's not every queen that will have the opportunity, or that will have the, how will I put it? That will have the mindset, or the courage to speak out. You understand? Not all queens will have the courage to speak out, but she was able to speak out because she felt like she needs to help other queens as well. She needs to let other people know that pageantry, going to Miss Grand, is not as grand as it seems. So it's an eye-opener to everybody, It's an eye opener to every one of us. And I feel like I hope, and like RKD said, yes, hope justice is I hope justice is served. I hope that she gets the justice that she deserves, because right now I think that they need to call out Nawat and his co-owners. They need to call them out. They need to call them out and reprimand them for what happened. Because of course they're going to deny all this. Of course they will deny it. But I think that they need to be called out, and to stop all this attitude, this mistreatment. It's not fair. It's not fair to mistreat your queen. It's not fair at all. It's not fair. So going forward, this is what these are. This is the current state of or updates on this particular controversy. Okay, so we've, like I said, Miss Grand Organization, they've issued a statement saying that Rachel should hand over her crown in the next 30 days, and she has she has also opened up on what she went through. So I feel like there's no need to hand over the crown. Give them their crown and let them go and get your freedom, because right now she says she's free and she's happy with her freedom. So what's she holding on to the crown for 30 days for? There's no need. Give them their crown, let them crown whoever they want to crown. But personally, I feel like this organization, they need to, apologize for what they did. They need to apologize. They need to issue a public apology and, let us know. Let them apologize to Rachel and, also put up a publicity and whatever statement saying that whatever Rachel passed through, it's not. In fact, I don't know. In fact, I don't think they want to even go through that route, because knowing now what, I don't think he will want to go through that route. I think probably he will want to defend himself and probably try to debunk most of the things that Rachel said. So I don't think they want to apologize. So I don't think they want to apologize with what just happened. I don't think they want to apologize. But at the same time, I think that they need all the help they can get to remedy the situation and to save the organization, because right now a lot of persons are not. They're not. They are. A lot of persons are angry with them right now. So they need to save their face by doing the right thing. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thank you all for joining me. And while we await Miss Grand response, because definitely I know they're going to respond. Let's see what is next for Rachel. I wish her the best of luck. It's love and light from here, and I wish that she moves on from all this controversy, from all that she went through, and she gets all the peace and love and care that she deserves. Okay, that's it from me here. Thank you all for joining me today, and yeah, Miss World coverage continues tomorrow. Of course, you guys know Miss World pageant is taking place on Saturday. So we have barely 2 days to the final event. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about my final predictions for Miss World pageant. That'll be tomorrow. Okay, expect that video tomorrow. All right, guys, thank you all for joining me today. And yeah, whatever happens, whatever response we get, of course, I'll come on here and I'll give you guys the update as well. Okay, so thank you for joining me. RKD all the way from India. Thank you for joining me. Visible Light, thank you for joining. Who else? For those of you that are watching that did not comment, thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you all in another live stream. Yeah, very, very soon. Good night, everyone, and show love and not hate. Okay, good night, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out. Bye.